So hi everyone, thank you for joining in. We'll be starting the webinar in few minutes.
Great, Tanisha. No issues. Let people join.
Ratna ma'am will wait for 2 minutes more. Ma'am, you're on mute.
No issues, dear. No, let's wait for a few more minutes. Let
Yes.
people log in.
So, hi team, a very good afternoon. I hope you guys had a great time enjoying Chandrayaan 3 yesterday. It was a proud moment for all of us. Give me a thumbs up if I am clearly audible to you in the chat section. That would just give me a heads up that if I'm audible to you or not. Thank you. Meanwhile, why don't you tell me guys where you are from, your organization name? So I guess Ratna ma'am, we can start. People will be joining in. Hi, Chairman.
Good afternoon, dear.
Good afternoon, Ratna ma'am. Hi, Rashmini. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Ratna ma'am?
Yes, it is visible, dear.
Okay. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. I am Tanisha Sharma, working as a marketing specialist at Extra Edge, and your host today, along with our special guest, Ratna Prashant ma'am. Apart from that, feel free to put in chat if you have any questions or if you are having any trouble during the webinar, because we have our team already on the webinar. So if you're facing any issue, they'll help you out. So I'll just start with a little bit of introduction of who we are. So we basically about Extra Edge, we are an early startup which was formed in 2017, and we are catering around 350 plus education institute. We founded by Abhishek Ballab and Sushil Mundara. So yes, we basically provide end-to-end automation of admissions process. So if I come up with what suite of products we have lead management, mobile CRM, we provide marketing automation, IVR, predictive analytics. And if I come to what we cater to, so we have all the segments coming up with overseas, vocational, universities, schools, or edtech. So now it's time to introduce our special guest, Ratna ma'am. Ratna Prashant ma'am has been in the industry for over 25 years, and she has a track record of transforming admissions for prominent institutes like Dayanand Sagar Business School, Global Institute of Business Studies, and of course, Myra School of Business. So, Ratna ma'am, thank you so much for joining in and taking the time for this webinar. A little bit about yourself.
My pleasure, yeah. So it was a very nice introduction. Thank you for that, Tanisha. And it's a very warm, afternoon here, especially in Bangalore. It's very warm, these days. Yes, I'm here in this industry, as Ratna Prashantan since 1992. I've completed my graduation, did my master's, then I became professor, assistant professor. Okay, so but I was not, I didn't want to be stagnant. So I explored many arena inside the college itself and outside college also. Wanted to do PhD, applied for it, taken, got a guy, but left it midway because the guide left and so many things happened. I couldn't complete my PhD. Then I was a little bit, disappointed, but because I wanted to, reach greater heights. Like my aspiration ambition was high. No, I didn't want to be stagnant. So what I did was I just changed the college wherever I got opportunity, and explored Dubai as well, where I got the head of the department post, then vice principal. Then I came back, and here, I started from Myra School of Business for the admission, sales and marketing. I used to take care of I became the deputy director of admissions. Then from there, it was 10 years ago, I teaching was taken a back seat, so then I was an admission, director. I came to Bangalore as well because Bangalore had a very good opportunity. The brands called me here, I couldn't say no. So joined the Anand Sagar, GIBS, and also I became the director of admissions. And it's been now 31 years in the institute, in the field of education, but in sales and in the admissions, it's all 12 years now.
Quite an interesting journey, Ratna ma'am. So thank you so much for introducing yourself. So I'll just move ahead with some ground rules for you guys who have joined us. First of all, thank you so much for joining in, taking the time to attend this webinar. You will definitely receive good insights, and you will definitely take some key takeaways from this webinar. So I'll just let you know little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can type them into the chat section. That must be visible on the Zoom control panel. And I'll bring up during the webinar only. Don't worry about them. We'll take questions. We'll keep it interactive. Ratna ma'am will be taking questions. I'll be definitely asking her. And you can use the chat window to discuss or maybe share feedback during the course of the webinar. So I'll just start. Ratna ma'am, I guess so. These three terms are image, reputation, and brand. We have heard a lot about it, and these are basically interconnected elements, but that actually significantly impact institute success. So let me start with first differentiating these three terms when it comes to evaluating reputation, brand, and image of an institute. So, if I talk about image, which institute comes to your mind and how this image is basically formed?
Image, so many colleges, of course, comes before us, but the very first name I get is India's top, that is IIM and IIT. And then, of course, there are so many other colleges, which have, really consistently, giving very good results, very good entrepreneurs, very good, CEOs to the world, so how Indians are performing. And here also, in India, how many unicorns have come up these days. And so image, of course, IIMs. I the first thing that comes to my mind is IIMs. So how they
What
build the image, because see, when image building comes through good services, good offerings, like here our stakeholders, our recipients are students. So India has been one of the largest, highest youth, reside in India. We have the highest percentage of young youngsters in India. So how we are using them? We are not even using the 30 to 40% of the youth, for the GDP of the country. So if, because it is not that they are not educated. Education is given to most of them now. It is within, like even in the village, of course, some of them it's still kind of it is not affordable at many places in India, but still, a lot of improvement in the literacy rate has happened. But where are the skills? They are not skilled, for that, because all these days we were not giving much importance to practical application of the theory. We were, it was a bookish knowledge. Even today, we assess them through marks. We give admission through, by looking at their percentage and all. So, and even during the teaching methodology, teaching pedagogy, what we call the methodology, it is not more practical in application. Of course, the new education policy which is coming up, if that is implemented and if it is properly processed, systemized into the system, certainly India will be on the top. Already, yesterday we were on the moon. Okay. So certainly, we are going to, there is no boundary, which, we cannot, no height, no number which we cannot achieve. So we can achieve it all because we have human power. So that is the and also Indians are, all over the, like, you name the industry, name the one of the top in industry of the country, or of the world. For example, all the CEOs are Indians. How many of them they talk about this? So Indians are really, very brilliant, and we can take it to the greater heights. So image is very important. So all these some of the colleges are creating these entrepreneurs, the good leaders. They're giving good leaders to the society. They have, this responsibility. They have, even the industries, how they're very, very innovative. This, if you have talent, it is not that if you have money you can come up in life. No, today if you have talent, if you are dynamic, if you are skilled, certainly you will be able to
Ratna ma'am, I guess
Yeah.
we lost you.
Okay. What happened? Yes. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, but your video is
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now, fine.
yes.
Yeah.
So definitely, I feel yes, the image, reputation, and brand, it's very important. And these are the three terms which are very, very important for an institute to
Yes.
consider when we are actually evaluating these three terms.
Yes. See, when
But
you build, 1 second, Tanisha, I didn't connect image, reputation, and brand. So once you develop that image of the college, of the institution, of the university, it automatically brings in the reputation in the society. You will be one of the reputed institution, and then people will, think, and any parent or any student want the best of the college to study. And ultimately, what is the aim? The aim is to get the good placement, or to become an entrepreneur after working for some years. As I've seen in the higher education, this is the mindset how students come to study, select colleges and all. So the image and reputation of the college is very, very important, which brings the brand identity. So brand identity is, and how this image and reputation could be formed through good skill development programs, seminars, workshops, and also industry linked programs. Okay, so today industry, link is very, very important. very, very important for any reputation and brand will be taken care, only when you give, a kind of, good teaching methodology or the application of put the theory into practice. That should be taught. That should be highlighted. Of course, the other marketing strategies we'll talk about it later. To build image, you should have good programs in your list. That makes you a brand. So to build image, you should have good programs in your list.
Agree. Agreed, ma'am. So
Agree? Yeah.
now, as we already spoke about the terms which are important when it comes to institute positioning themselves, but I guess the most important thing is to test the waters and to evaluate the current institute's image. So I guess these four P's plays a very important role when it comes to position your institute's brand. So in marketing, we say product, price, place, and promotion. But when it comes to an institute, we basically relate them with the academic services, tuition fees, location of the particular institute, and of course, the promotion strategies. So, Ratna ma'am, what a legit example which comes to my mind is actually FMS, Faculty of Management Studies, and IIMs. They both are providing the same courses, MBA. But if you actually can relate, then the difference between the post fee is very high. So, as you have been working in this industry for quite some time, how did you evaluate your institute's image?
See, of course, tuition fees, scholarships play a very, very important role in the like run in an institute or a university, whatever it is. Number is important. The number of admissions you get. So, number of admissions, it depends on various aspects. Some of them they want to go to the brand college only. Some of them they are okay, they don't, the parents they don't want to send their children to the far off places. They want within their area. So but here once again there also the tuition fees and the scholarships play a very important role in higher education. Today it is, actually it is very bad, very sad also. Sometimes when we talk about the fees, all the students, all the colleges do this. Students bargain and colleges give scholarship. They hike the fees, and 1 lakh, 2 lakh, variable they would have kept in the fees amount, and they give that as a scholarship. Okay, so I'm talking about FMS and IIMs, the huge difference. FMS started with a very the budget was very less, and the fees was very less there. It was 20,000, but then they had to hike it. Last year, it has come to 1 point something, per year in there. So, but IIMs, it is 27, 30 lakhs, so there's a huge difference. Of course, the resource persons, who come there also matters. And also, see, today, it is not very easy to get a reputed, resource person. Those, some of them, are really good, but they charge very high. The fees of each professor is very high, and the cost of living, everything has, is been increased. University also hikes, the licensing, accreditation fees every year. So the fees also should be, increased along with that. But then, what happens is, of course, if you are charging too much, then there should be some justice for it. You should be providing a very good, the whatever the amenities you give, whatever the structure, educational, programs you give, whatever training you give, whatever internship you give, that should be, really good. That is always good. But FMS is a brand. Okay, you know that. We all know that. Now IIM is also a top brand, but the placement also sometimes, differs there. Any IIM you take, any IITN you take, they are so proud that, but it is not that 100%, of them, are all placed very, with very high seat, or what do you call, LPA or CPA these days we call. They are paid in crores, so even the freshers these days are getting. So there are instances like that. But of course, it all depends on who come there and what kind of brand you have built, And of course, the fees is always dependent on it. You have to stick onto it, otherwise, you cannot exist in this world. Everyone, the cost of living is high, everywhere. And inflation is always, it's there, the prices go high. Cost of living, you have to match up to meet the ends. Of course, this to run the college, it's not an easy. To run a university, no, it is not an easy task. You have to, pay everyone there, and you have to take care of so many things. It demands a lot of money. So tuition fees certainly matters, but of course, somewhere we can, draw the line. Of course, everyone cannot join IIMs. Only, cat takers today. I think around 1.5 to 2 lakhs pay. I think people, they take cat exam, but only 28 to 30,000, of them will get seat. So the rest of them, where they will go? They will go to the other colleges, who are ranked below them. So
Correct. But now
certainly.
it also depends on the quality of education that you're providing, how your faculties are, and what's your location, physical campuses, where are they located? Because I guess there are students who are divided into different segments. Like there would be a student who is very passionate about, getting into an institute, a student who just want to get into an institute and just learn few things. So I guess there are different factors, but what do you feel that all of these factors are important, or a combination or few of them can be evaluated? Like it's okay if your product is not so well, but your tuition fee can be, less. Does it depend on that?
In the long run, it will not work. It will not work. See, word of mouth today is student, inquires, parents inquire through various channels, through Facebook, Instagram. They inquire with students who are studying at present in the college, and they take the feedback, and then they take admission. So one bad word. See, so many colleges I have, seen, where I have worked, also tried to, uh, elevate, the ranking and all, which was not possible there. One, I won't name the college, but one of the reason there was, like, the quality and the quality of professors which they were bringing. They were all freshers. There was no, of course, freshers should be given chance, but I'm not against it. But the you have, they should have that passion to teach. So you have to
Correct.
select at least few good professors who can guide the freshers, and then, they also can become, masters in it, or you cannot master it up. It is all, evolutionary kind of a thing. But still, it has because the students, bad mouth it. So the many admissions were hampered. No, so first year, they did 150. All the seats were full. No, the second year it has come to the 25% of the admission, because of the word of mouth. The word spread through the people, the students who study there. And today, it is the era of digital. Everywhere, social media, Quora and all. If you take, gone is the image, reputation, whatever you have built, it will be
Yes.
vanished within no time. So today you have to be very alert. You have to check. You have to keep your students in good books and give whatever they want. And that's what, I said, a lot of guidance is required for the young mind, because they are very, inquisitive, and very tempted, to talk, to gossip, and to, they don't, hesitate to, give negative comment about the college. So show me a student who doesn't have any complaint against their college, the quality of teaching, whatever it is. Everyone, but after they become an alumni of that college, this really, they're proud of it. Many of them are, yeah, they come back and they're proud of it. If you are in the, if you guide them properly, because you also should be a little bit empathetic towards them, understand their situation, understand their competition, because competition is very, very aggressive now.
Yeah.
If you just, turn around and neglect a bit, another one will snatch it away from below your nose. So it's a world, a cutthroat competition they have. So they have
I
to
think
be very,
students
very.
realize after leaving the college that how important it was, what they
Yeah.
actually gave it to them. So yeah, it's
But
normal.
so the quality certainly, if not today,
Hmm.
tomorrow certainly it will bring back, the laurels you are expecting, the admissions you are expecting, and whatever the accreditation, the positive comments, these only can build up that image, reputation, and branding.
So, Ratna ma'am, we spoke about the perspective from the institute side. Now, I guess audience would also want to know how student perceive the brand. What's their perspective? What are the few factors they consider while they are choosing the right institute for them? So, we'll jump up just for the next slide. Let me just change it. So I remember, while I was choosing my institute, I was looking for something who gave me a scholarship advantage. So it was like on top of my mind, someone, the college was giving me scholarship, I'll go with them. So different students have different criterias, but I guess these are few of them which are considered to be very important. So I would want that to, how I would want you to explain how the student perceive, because you have been on the other side of the table. So you must be knowing better.
See, when the student comes for the first time to visit the college campus tour, or to want to know about the college over the phone or the video, the first thing, they say campus, how was last year's placement. The first thing they ask is about the placement, and then professors who teach there. Now, of course, they most of them, they check so many things, what kind of workshops you do, everything, they check. But no, slowly when they join the course, when they're happy about the college, when they take admission, after that they lose interest about these assignments, presentations, and those things, where we have to struggle a lot to bring them back to the interest, the passion which they had initially in the beginning. They come with stars in their eyes, and then, in groups they will be distributed, and then slowly, they neglect their, goal. But it is our responsibility, college's responsibility, professors, mentors' responsibility to bring them back to the track, because it's a high time in their life. They have to take it seriously, and they have to decide what they want to do. Even if they want to do any field, if they take, there are so many options. There is not one single option. So what they see many things there. So all these how they work. Then, the placement. So the internship is also very important. We always tell, internship, if you do it in a very good branded company, certainly, they may absorb you there itself if you are really good. So learn the skills first. So skills are, which, and the programs for skill development and personality development, what they do, that also students check. Okay, so that also, influences them a lot, and they want that campus life. See, IIMB is 100-acre campus. Okay, the Anand Sagar where I work is 30-acre campus in the heart of the city. They have many other branches as well where it is 2-3 acres of land, but they don't want. They want in that bigger, big setup, that campus life. That is a huge, panoramic thing, for them. Where they can spend their last few years of student life. So that also they expect. And of course, ultimately, everything comes to placement. So this is how, they select. Even though they leave the track, we have to bring them on the track. It is the task, for any college, for any university, for that matter.
Completely agree. But I guess the first important thing is definitely the placement opportunities. That is
Mm.
there in a top of a mind of a student. That last year, how many admission, what was the package? What was the highest package? That's
Yes.
something which really attracts student. Apart from that, I guess, ma'am, online presence and reviews are also important. People, not student, when they come to an institute, they will look for it on Shiksha and other
Mm.
publishers to just
Yes.
check that how is the rating of, the students who are already studying there. So how
Yes.
important is that? Shiksha, okay, college dunya also is there.
See, if I'm a student or if I'm a parent, if I'm looking for my son or a daughter, a college, where, I want to get him admitted. I just check the Google. Everything we check the Google today. Now to cross check, so the very first portal that comes there is Shiksha, then MBA Universe, so many college, they go college dunya, so many are there. So listing there is has become very important today, because if you are see there is a saying, in today's time, if you are not digital, there is no existence for you. So go digital or go home, you know. So no business today can be run without, it is very, very, difficult without digital, you can exist, in the industry. So online presence and reviews are very, very important. Of course, colleges strive for it, and sometimes, so you have to be very careful, about the especially students, who
Hmm.
badmouth. If they, if you punish the student for not, submitting the assignment on time, not attending classes, then they quickly they go and write a negative comment, and so that is very difficult, thing to face for any institution, of course. But we cannot take, too much of this thing. We cannot rake our head for that, but we have to keep doing the good things, so that, that is normal. You cannot satisfy everyone in the college,
Yeah.
so all the students cannot give you 100%, feedback. So good positive feedback, so that is there. But online presence, yeah, and the programs which you do, like CSR, when you are helping the student to take that social responsibility, you do some programs, for CSR, and they keeping the surrounding clean, keeping the city clean, or so many things, drives, they take up. So that is really, very, it makes the youngsters also feel proud of their country. Like yesterday, we all felt, a proud India. I'm a proud Indian today, because we, our team ISRO, landed on like that. They, if the college also wins and takes some award or given that recognition, that platform, when you do some CSR activity, when it is appreciated, even youngsters, these young minds, they really think that they are responsible citizens, they're giving something back to the society, doing some that you have to inculcate that also. That is the responsibility of the college and the university as well. The UGC and AICTE also checks for those activities, during accreditation and all. So reviews, online presence, it is very, very much, important, and you have to monitor it, and you have to keep, presenting your image in the digital media.
Ratna ma'am, we had some predefined questions before starting of this webinar. So there was one question would like to understand more about student interest while enrolling in particularly higher education.
Yeah, students interest, always, they want the see, most of them, as I have seen, and I have worked only in the higher education sector for 30, 31 years now.
Mhm.
See, most of them, they don't have a clear, mind what they have to do in life, what they want to become in life. They have not set their goal. They ask us which is good for me. Now, because I'm meeting the student for the first time, how can I say that this person is suitable for marketing or sales, or in the in field of science or engineering? I cannot tell, only when I know him, I can study him, then only it is. So that's where, the new education policy is going to help us. They will understand the talent, inborn talent. Every student will be having some interest and some passion towards art, creative, so many things there, engineering, exploring scientific things and all. Accordingly, we have to, push them, in that, for that field. So there we can mentor them, we can guide them, which is good for their personality. Because my nature as a human being is different, your nature as a human being is different, each student is different, their interest is different, and nature also is everyone cannot do sales and marketing, all, so everyone cannot handle HR. Okay, even though it seems, very easy for everyone. No, it is and there's so many things, logistics, so all these are not data science today. How to use data, that is an art today. No, and no one teaches us that. Slowly we learn, but this has to be, because it was recent, in recent times only it has come. How, where these digital marketing are very regressive only since 8 10 years now. And that too from 5 years, during COVID we realized how important it is and how we can do with it. So the student's mindset always, it's a little bit confused. He comes with a confused mind. It is, as counselors, as the person, who is, who has an experience in this field, they have to guide them properly. They have to guide. Sometimes we have to counsel parents also. Students
Hmm.
want something and parents want something,
I
so
think
that's a
it's
difficult situation. Yeah.
I think it's like nurturing a plant that you have to start from, sowing the seed to the time till they grow.
Yes,
And
yes.
you have to stop when they are okay in a situation that okay, now they can grow all together by yourself.
Yes, it is very, very important to nurture them, as you rightly said. We have to nurture them their interest. So that's why most of the colleges, we have this, about we take the students' in interest. What do you want? What is your goal in life? We will have some interviews, short interview also. No, so we
Correct.
take their, yeah. So based on that, we guide them. Now we also see. I cannot guide about everything. No, if you are interested in banking in a sector, if you are interested in IT sector, if you are interested in no airline sector, I will connect you to the right personnel there. So the student can talk to them and decide what he or she wants to become. Then he can select the course. So, but that rarely happens. Many of the colleges I have seen, they just tell about the course fees and you can become this and this will be the highest package. That is a wrong thing to do. But, no, first you have to understand the interest of the student, so then only he or she can become successful in that field.
Correct.
So,
The right coachability is very important.
yes, yes, yeah, we have to get them properly.
Okay, so now as we have once understood, how to target the right set of students, what factors students choose while consider everything? We have understood everything. Now it's time actually to understand how to utilize the technology to keep them engaged via technology and via different strategies, via personalized strategies, I would say. And I guess technology is something which is need of an hour as we are dealing with the Gen Z, an institute have to up their game when it comes to technology advancement.
Yeah.
So here comes the role of I guess marketing automation and the right coachability to ensure success. So how do you think marketing automation can help students succeed in today's fast moving world?
Hello.
Yes, Ratnam, am I audible?
Yeah, now it is audible. Yeah.
So I was asking what were the few of the strategies which you incorporated in your previous experiences to deal with the student and to give them personalized communication.
See, these days, it is, I say, university marketers. Okay. University marketers are on the spotlight today, than ever. It was not there before. Okay, yeah, so university marketers, who will teach this? Nowhere in no college, this section is taught. How to have this, how to market the university programs or anything. It is all self learned, self explored by many. Now they are bringing those fundas and mantras for these things. Of course, digitalizing everything is the first thing. See, whenever, whether it is an old college or a new college, the first thing you have to see is, your what are the programs, your vision and mission. You have to start from vision and mission, and then the programs you are going to run. And to run that program, what is the team you are going to create? The team building, it is, that is one, a hell lot of a task, for you. So today, people come with all, kinds of prejudiced minds and or come various backgrounds and all. How to handle your team, to give the best of your ability to the college or to the university or to the students, how we can help them, that is really a challenge today. So it all depends on the right people, on the right job. So that's why, I always, you have to recruitment. HR's job is really, really, or a director's job for any college or any university. It is very important, to select a good team for that. Okay, and your question, sorry, was the digitalizing that, right? How marketing, no, yeah. So today, the webs, of course, team building. After that, website. No, your website, should be good, with all information, and then it should be supported by photos and videos. See, photos and videos only when you have good programs and the very good outcome of it, and then you get a good feedback, you will put it in the website, and as well as you put it in the social media, as social media posts, and then boosting the good ones, so which can bring you that fame, the name, and which can impress people, which people should understand, should relate to it. Okay, I can become like this one day. Even though, see, for example, I always tell a student, who cannot speak in English properly. They come from a rural village. I say, okay, you join any other, any college, where you have a mixed group of, cohort there. Like, for example, so in Dayanand Saga, we have from 27, cities. The students were from 27 cities. They don't know each other's language. They have to converse in English only. So of course, whatever you say, English, even though it is an alien language, we have to converse in English, so that is one language which connects all of us. So your communication, most of them, they hide or they restrict themselves in, communicating because of the language issue.
Hmm.
So they cannot, express themselves well in that, or presentation skills. See, presentation skills in higher education is very, very important. So everything depends, your first impact, whether you get a client or you get an opportunity to work, everything depends on your presentation, the way you present yourself as a brand, or you present your degree as a, this thing, as your CV or resume. So you have to build it up. It cannot happen in one day, right? You have to build, everything, whether it is you as a brand. It takes time. You cannot, Rome cannot be built in one day. So everything, it applies to everything. So a college also cannot become a brand in one day. So at least
Correct.
minimum 10 to 15 years it requires to work. They have to work hard. They have to go digital, give good programs, come up, with good alumni. The alumni should be, should be proud of their college, and they should talk about some good words about the college. They bring back the laurels. They bring back, that the kind of, authenticity, in the field of education, which, which has helped them while studying there. So these are all should be highlighted and presented in a very, these days, the creative content, the content writers, content, content marketing, which you say, that
Hmm.
you have to do. Otherwise
Yes.
you fail. How you do it, that is another challenge, which I will come to you, after asking, after seeing your presentation.
Okay, Ratna ma'am, your video just turned off.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Not yet, I guess. Yes, we are facing some technical issues. Ratna ma'am, yes, now you're back.
okay. Okay, dear.
Okay, Ratna ma'am, so we have a question. We are from EdTech Coaching Institute. How to convert enrollments to conversion for courses pan India when we prepare for niche UG courses in price sensitive market?
See, the first thing, is like you do digital marketing, all these things, you present yourself as a brand in the media everywhere, and people starts inquiring, coming, and you have a good number of leads, you say. But how do you know? Because many of them, they are, they check you through Google, they check you through different portals like shiksha.com. When you just type top colleges of Bangalore, top colleges of India. So these portals come in, they don't know whether, which portal is it. They just go and check each one there. So of course, as I told you, listing is very important. So when you list yourself there, you will start getting leads. Okay, how do you manage those leads? How do you know, like, of course you can maintain an Excel sheet, but see, you will have a social media post, you will be having, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google ads, then website links, leads, and all will be there. Everything is combined in Excel. It is so confusing. You need a CRM for that. That is customer relation management. Which so many companies, so many portals, they are like yours, Extra Edge, it has become evident today. It is by default we need a CRM to manage this, because everything comes to one portal. In CRM, you need a CRM. Without CRM today, it is of no use doing good marketing there, digital marketing there, because if you are not using your leads properly, if you are not giving them what they want, the what information they want to know about the college. They want to talk to you, they want to know about the alumni, they want to know about the campus fees, scholarships. There are so many things. So if you don't answer them, of course, where whoever answers, they will be lured to go there and they will take admission. So you may lose admission because of not handling the data properly. So if you, it is all data driven world today, instead admissions today. So for data driven admission, you need a CRM. Otherwise, it is, you fail to, because CRM automatically it sends the mail, automatically it sends SMS, WhatsApp and all, and you can converse, they will call back, you talk, and you build a relationship, with them. You ask their interest and you guide them accordingly. You can counsel their, your counseling comes to your help. How you counsel them, how you project your brand there. Then if the student is happy, parents are happy, they visit the college. If they visit the college, think that 90% they have decided to take admission, because no one visits today. It is so far off every place. Commuting is so difficult, especially in a place like Bangalore, traffic and all. If they come to your college to see, means they have almost selected your college. The only thing is that you have to, so a CRM helps us in doing all these things.
Yeah,
Well,
it's important to
yeah,
manage the leads and I guess nurture them. It's very,
yes,
very important.
yes.
So now that we already spoke about, different things, the perspective from students and different engaging strategies. Now I guess, Ratna ma'am, we can talk about what are the different marketing strategies that you implemented maybe in the past and that has given you proven results as well. So we will just drill this down into a new age institute and an old age institute. What are the few marketing strategies that they can apply, to get proven results, I would say, for an institute?
See, new age institutes, it is very difficult, to convince the student to take admission and all. Of course, some of them, only few you get because it is very nearby to them, and parents, they don't want them to send. So, but how we can, work on it is, have hiring the right person, right resource persons there, bringing the good industry, link there. Okay, you can show we are, linked with, for example, we are linked with Google, we are linked with Microsoft today. It has linked with many colleges. They give some certificate courses as well, they run some training program, so you can associate. So these new colleges should do that. No, so what we have done in the last time was, we had associated with HAL, for this thing, what's that, for aerodynamics and all, and then for AI and the machine learning, artificial intelligence and machine learning, we were associated with Google and Microsoft. So they, in the course of time, they will run some small training programs, and they will charge for that. But that doesn't, but bringing the Google and Microsoft onto the board itself, makes, the people to be eager to join, right? So if I say you can have a training from Google, and only for this, because if you yourself want to apply and do it, it's very difficult, and you have to pay astronomical amount, through some agencies and all. So through college, if you do, you get a right kind of certification as well as exposure, which you get. So that is one thing, which has worked out for me in a new college.
Mhm.
And
I
in
guess
another, yeah.
I guess inbound marketing should be practiced for, the new age institutes, I
Yes,
would say,
yes.
like running ads on Google, because now they are nowhere when it comes to competition. They have just started. So they
Yes.
need to spend some money, I guess,
Can
because
only highlight the associations and the industry links. Okay, so they can keep on doing that in the social media. They can highlight it like we are associated with such and such a company and such a research, scholar who has IIT and IIMB, and they are coming here to teach. And that certainly, students, you know, get impressed, and also they look for it, because
yeah.
they want to get trained by the experienced one. So in the new schools or institutes, they have to be very careful with the selection of professors and the industry links. Then
Okay,
only they can market it well. Yeah, that works really.
got it. So Aryan is asking, what would you say is the best CRM tool in marketing for content and social media marketing? So basically, the combination and the integration of all the channels, I believe. So
Sorry, come again.
what would you say is the best CRM tool in marketing for content and social media marketing? So Aryan is asking basically the CRM tools which can be used. So Aryan, I guess there are many in the market, but of course you can prefer the few that Ratnamam has already mentioned. Ratnamam, can you take that question now?
Yes, yes. No, see, the content marketing, what is the content, you have to use is the students, which is beneficial for students. Like how you groom them. See, I may say you will be well trained and you will get a good placement, but how will you get that placement? How will you train? What are the methodology you are adapting to train the students? That is very important. And CRM, if you are talking about the CRM marketing, content marketing there, you have to project these things in the content marketing. Okay, so you the marketing which I used to do, in Extra Edge in the Dayanand Sagar University, I was there in Dayanand Sagar. There, with Extra Edge, I had run the highest number of views I got was for the placement content there. So I had given the content of how who placed where and what was the package there. It has got lot of views, and lot of students had checked and they had come back, they had called to cross check, and I had connected them with the students, to talk, who are placed in such a company. Then so we arranged a meeting between them, online meeting. So they spoke, and good results came out from that. Good admissions happened. So of course there should be that's what authenticity is one thing which is very essential. You cannot fake it. Okay, you cannot fake the numbers, you cannot fake people, but it should be real. Of course you can highlight it, and you can bit of exaggeration also is okay in marketing.
I believe that is true.
Yes.
Ratnamam, if I talk about outbound strategies, what are the few strategies that an old age institute who is still trying to build its image should apply? Of course, events, networking is few of them, but what do you feel? What the most impactful things that can be created in outbound marketing?
See, for the age-old institutions, for the outbound marketing, first they have to, of course, introspection is necessary every year. Reviews are, really important. Where we have lagged, because old institute means you are old, but still you are not making it. Why? What was the reason? So they have to find out those reasons. Many old institutions, which have initially, I had asked for CRM in one of the reputed brand college there, but they were reluctant to it. We are a brand name, why do we need a CRM? Then I said, why your admissions then has dropped down to 20% of it? Okay, why the seats are not full? Because people, they know your brand, but in your this thing only, you have 6 to 7 MBAs inside the campus. Okay, no one knows there is a business school inside the campus. So you're not highlighting it, promoting it separately. So everyone, goes for the VTU, yeah, university, Bangalore University, MBA, those things and all. So why this business school? So I wanted a CRM for that. So when we took the CRM and when we had some portals, that associated with us, we took the premium banner. And all. The seats were within 2 months, the seats were full. 100%, the admissions was the before, the deadline, we had completed our task. The thing is, of course, you will be spending money on that, but next year they hike the fees, around 1.5 lakhs. Okay, so because the admission was 100%, and because it has the outbound marketing, whatever we do, so it is very, very important, because there we have highlighted, we actually sponsored many college fests in and around, and we used to entertain the youngsters, by through management fests, through a lot of free internships and paid internships also we used to give for the degree students, to allure them to the PGDM, business school there. So that has really worked, when you show that, you're capable of something, giving them the good opportunity. Students obviously, see the network among students, it's really, very brisk, very, spontaneous. The word of mouth spreads like fire there in their circle. So if one student got an opportunity about the working in Microsoft, all of them, they come, I also want a good internship with you. So show them the good work, show and project it rightly. Certainly students will get back, inbound, outbound, everything you have to do today, because competition is everywhere.
Yes, definitely. I guess once you are in a mid-age institute, you have to do the combination of both the
Yes.
inbound marketing as well as outbound marketing. And yes, you said it very right because it spreads like fire. Word to mouth is very, very important because Gen Z is like they like to interact with people, they like to interact with their network. So it's very important for your institute to ensure that students are talking good about you. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's one of the key factors, I suppose. So, Ratna ma'am, when I talk about perception score, so perception score is basically how a student is perceiving your institute or maybe even rating that institute. Is it among my top five institutes list or not? So, how does it impact stakeholders? Stakeholders being here the faculties or the student, the parents, and of course the community, I would say. How to ensure that students perceive your institute's brand in a positive manner?
So it's very difficult. Okay, you have to be very careful in all these things, because when they rate your, the students here, students are the stakeholders ultimately who can give you a good feedback, and that would be projected everywhere. See, I can just, relate it to like online shopping, what we do. See, when I want to shop in Mintra or Nika or something, I read the reviews first, how many stars they have given. Okay, if the review is bad, of course I will not buy. If it's too bad, I will not buy. But if it is a brand, and if I have seen it in the store, and then there is a discount, in the offer, festival offer, something is, I certainly go for it, because I know the brand, I know the quality. Okay, so the same thing happens in the education institution as well. So most of them, when they see these stars, the feedback, or accreditation ranking, most of them, they ask, what is the ranking of the college in NIRF or in AI, whatever it is, UGC, what is the grade they have given. So so you have to strive for it. There is no other go. You have to compete, and you have to take a good ranking. For the good ranking, you have to show, yourself well, your image. You must have built up every year. You have to build your image, and your reputation should go higher every year, and then you have to show that improvisation, in your brand. Then only, it is possible to get a good star, whatever the feedback, you say, or the positive remarks, there certainly it is going to make a lot of impact on the admission number. Most of the admissions sometimes we miss because of the wrong information. Sometimes, when students come, I heard that there were no, here the professor is not good, there are no good professors, that they come with that complaint. What do you say about that? As an admission officer, I always highlight the ones who are there, who have received the awards, who are from IIMs and who are there from the industry, the CEO and founders who come there to teach. I used to highlight, I can arrange a talk with, for them, I used to give them a link, a Zoom link, or connect them together to talk to that right person. So then they used to get satisfied. We used to do a lot of things to come out of, if there is one bad review and 99 positive review, even that one bad review may harm your admission, hamper your admission number. So
Agree.
somewhere you have to
Agree.
take some action, from your side, whatever is possible to give clarification, for that, this thing, you have to do it, very important. The reviews of the
Yes.
college is very important.
Yes, completely agree, Ratna ma'am. Also, I guess doing a primary and secondary research from student itself, because they are the advocates for your brand. For an institute, student is your brand advocate. So maybe asking, from the alumni itself that, how was your experience, and getting the honest feedback, I guess, is one pointer which is also important, because you will get the first hand information from the student itself, directly from the student. So it will definitely balance out, and it will definitely tell you what you need to improve, what you need not to improve. So yeah, these are the few things that I guess
Yeah.
one should take care of.
Yes, yeah, I do agree. Very.
So Ratna ma'am, there are few questions. I would request audience, if you have any questions, you can drop in the chat section. So we'll be actually taking one question, or we okay. Let me see. How can a private engineering college in India build a super engaging institution brand presence among prospects, given the fact that they always face high competition in the same engineering domain from other private colleges? Okay, a good question.
Sorry, come again. It was a long question. Of course, I understood, but what is the exact question there? Can you read
Okay,
it out
I'll
once again? Yeah.
I'll just send it to you in the chat section, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, it's there in the chat section. I'll send it to you then. How can a private engineering college in India build a super engaging institution brand presence among prospects, given the fact that they always face high competition in the same engineering domain from other private colleges?
This say super engaging institutional brand presence, that itself says all. Super engaging. No, you should be engaged. See, I have worked with the GIBS. Like, even though the area, the infrastructure, it is like a corporate structure. It's not a very huge campus, but the kind of quality programs they provide, that talks, and engaging students in to have that 360-degree overall personality development programs, like grooming, communication, presentation skills, problem solving skills, decision making skills. See, these are the engaging factors, for those young, that just classroom teaching will not take them anywhere. I have seen my daughter herself is an engineer, a civil engineer. She says, till I joined the construction company, I didn't know the ABC of engineering. I don't know how I passed. Only the theory she knew, but how to apply it she never knew. But then today she runs her own construction company. Okay,
That's good.
so within 2 years, she has reached Pondicherry. That's a live example which I would like to, because practical application teaches you everything. No,
Yeah.
she learned when she worked for the other companies, then she started her own. So, but today the scenario has changed. Most of the colleges, they give importance to practical application. They give, that's what engaging, super engaging institutions certainly, will have students. There'll be no dearth of students. They can attract them only through this meaningful, which is very useful also for this personality to grow as leaders. No, because we
Right.
have to produce leaders. Every student is a leader. It is, the opportunity how which they use, how they get, is important. So that you have to create the platform and give them that boost, to perform well. First time they may fail, second time they may fail, There was a student in Myra School of Business where I was working. For 8 to 9 interviews he had failed. He didn't pass through the interview. He didn't get a placement. He was from a small village, from Karnataka. No, he
Hmm.
was so well worried and he was depressed, and he said, I give up, ma'am. I cannot appear for any placement interview. But we didn't leave him. We, called him, we spoke to him. No, you start. Even though if the package is little bit lesser than anyone, you join. You will experience will, take you to greater high. Your talent there should speak. Then finally he got a placement of 8 lakhs package, because the exposure he got, from interviews had made him an expert to answering the interviews, and he got the best placement. Today he is runs his own company in
That's
Hyderabad. Okay, so
that's very
so
great.
many examples like that. So you have to give that opportunity, that you have given an opportunity to the student to reach greater heights, to promote it, then only, students will believe you, because um, seeing is believing, and the fact, it should not be a fake one. If it's real, if it is authentic, certainly people will come to you, students will come to you.
I think mentorship is very, very, very important.
Yes.
So, okay, we have one more question. How can a scholarship trust increase its brand visibility, especially among the corporates, to increase chances of internships and placements?
Where is that? How
Okay,
can it?
I'll just
Yeah.
send it. How can a scholarship trust increase its brand visibility, especially among the corporates, to increase chances of internships and placements?
See, there are many colleges, who give, free admission to people who are already working, in the corporate sector. They can look for it. How actually it is good. The many brands do it. Many, they give 100% tuition fee waive off for these students. The trust, it depends on the brand, whom you're working, and of course, you have to trust people if you want to be in business. For even in relationship, whatever it is, trust is a thing. Like, if you cannot trust anyone, you cannot move forward in life. You cannot have a good personal as well as professional relationship in life. So trust is the main thing, but whom to trust, how much to trust, it should depend on your research, and it should be supported by evidences. So cross check, whatever they have done in the past, how it has happened. Do some research work. So if someone says, is your college good for me to for the good placement, I said, have you done your homework? Have you checked our website? Have you checked how many of them are placed for how much package? So have you checked that? So have you checked our website and social media posts? Have you checked about the story of this student which we have posted, about having a good internship? Because two girls got 1 lakh, in Dayanand Sagar. They got 1 lakh rupees, for the internship itself for 2 months. So
Hmm.
for internship, if they have to pay 2 lakhs, then you can very well imagine the capability, because it was 5 rounds of interview. They have passed and they have been selected. So the IQ level, the dynamism, the skills, should be of that standard. So scholarship, everything is based on your capability, and your, whatever the skills you have, whatever the percentage you possess, and also the college brand, how whom to trust and whom not to trust, because scholarship is based on many things, many things,
Yeah,
so it cannot be on one factor, so
correct, correct,
yeah.
correct. I hope that answered your question. So, Ratna ma'am, we are running out of time, so we will take one more question. What would you say is the most effective method of engaging the Gen Z through marketing collaterals?
See, creating a very good content, is very important. Like creating a video, that's what, in the previous, the first college where I was working, we had a very good video, of the college tour, so which was shot by the students. So how they have enjoyed the college campus, the presentations, internships, everything, and also the place where they're studying, the city where they're studying. So the same thing we applied, in Bangalore College as well. So that was a huge, instant hit amongst the youngsters and amongst the admission seekers. And also, a good CRM, you know, could take these videos and these posters, these content, to the students, without much effort, with very one click of a button, you can send it to all of them, all your leads, all your interested, students, who want to take admission. And you can also interact. It shows, that you have to, they have messaged back, they have reverted back, and the complete report it gives. A CRM, without CRM today, it is useless to go digital or to create any content or to go, to the social media posts or a website. It is useless. So having a CRM, then only, you will be managing their leads, and this, whatever the marketing you can do, the whatever you want to send, the messages, the videos, the content, the professors, the industry leaders, what they say about the, like for example, Infosys, if they want to hire for a particular post, what are the skills they see in the student? So student, if they know that if I want to join Infosys, as an IT manager, I should be knowing what are the qualities, what are the skills I need to develop. That is
Correct.
going to help. So these are the things which we can give it to the students, mentor them, rightly, with right mentors, right, research scholars and resource persons. Certainly, you will be successful in that.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ratna ma'am, for answering that. I hope that answered your question. So we'll just take one more question. How do you think the drip marketing activities be aligned with respect to the admission cycle? What should be the time frame between different communication for the same set of students or data? So the Rahul is basically asking about the marketing communication and how much gap should be there between different communication while you are sending to the same set of data.
See, drift marketing, it's very important because according to psychology, they say if you keep on hearing the same name, same brand for some days, you'll never forget it and you will consider it, as a brand. Okay, so the same advertisements, they do that, for us in any social media. That's how it works. This lot of psychology comes into marketing when you do all these things. So drift, marketing is one of them. So of course, there should not be too much of gap, between. So what I used to prefer is in a week, continuously 2 days in the beginning and 2 days in the weekend. I used to have this kind of a slot for drift marketing. So because in the weekend, they will be very, little bit of relaxed, and they can check if they want to check our website, where in our Instagram post, another story, video, YouTube, whatever it is, they can check and they can have a clarity of that, and they will come back to us. And in the beginning of the week means, because that is where they said, oh, Sunday is over, today I have to be serious, I have to decide about which college to join, I have to check, and I have to, so let me check here, there. So in the beginning of the week also they do that. So I
Okay.
used to use this first 2 days and last 2 days, so that has worked really well for us. So when we used to come on Monday, we used to have some inquiries there, leads there to follow up, and we were very happy, to take it up.
So yeah, I hope that answer your questions, Rahul. So Ratna ma'am, thank you so much for your valuable pointers. It was a great session with, I guess, a great insights. And I believe our audience would have equally enjoyed the session. So I would love to know your feedback, guys. Please put it in the chat section how you found this session, and feel free to tell us in the comment section or maybe in the chat section. So I have also dropped the LinkedIn URL for the company page, Extra Edge, and of course our founders. And you can also join our knowledge community where you get regular updates about our webinars and the upcoming events. So Ratna ma'am, once again, thank you so much for joining in. It was a great session. And yes, I hope they have equally enjoyed. So yeah, one thing I
Hope
have
so.
noticed, the people the attendees were very constant. They did not even leave for a minute. So that was a great thing. So yeah.
That's great. Thank you,
Any
Tanisha.
ending lines, Ratna ma'am?
First of all, I know I thank you, Tanisha. Thanks, Extra Edge. So because it was really very overwhelming, for me to talk about the subject, which I'm always passionate about. Because I always believe in numbers. Because any college runs, by the fees of the students. The fees comes through admission only. So this is how I consider, certainly for that anything, I'm there for everyone. Even I'm there in LinkedIn everywhere, so you can also contact me if you want, and pass on some questions if anything is addressed to me.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. If you
So
have any further questions, ma'am will be definitely addressing them. I'll disturb her for this.
uh, for the institutional admissions, for those who are very curious to take it to the greater height, to great numbers, please work on your the programs you run, and mentorship, mentor the students rightly in the right path for the right industry, so give them the platform, good platform, good opportunity to exhibit their talent. Because everyone is talented, but the thing is we have to find out what is, where lies their talent, the way the talent is hidden. So bring it out. And so for that, you need mentorship program. So there's, and also the emotional connect. At the
Hmm.
end, what I feel is, see, when you talk to the parents, when you assure them your boy or your girl is in safe hands, your daughter is in this very promising college or promising course, certainly they will make it up. Certainly after 2 years they are going to look after you, they are going to earn well. You assure them that, give some stories, and introduce them to some students who have done this successfully, so that makes the parents happy, and the student also feel, okay, my parents are all, they're also happy, I'm also going to make it big, I'm also have the placement, package, I'm also, I always tell students, last year package was this, you have to break the record of the college. I always, I insist you, to work on it from day one, and bring us, the new whatever the package, to the college. So it is 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, it is nothing today in Bangalore for a fresher, so you have, but the thing is, you have to grow, you have to learn from day one the skills, the tricks of the trade, which you want to get in. So understand the industry, understand the role of yours, the skills which is required for that role, develop that. And any other thing, I'm always here, please can come back to me. I always assure them. So that gives the parents and students, both of them happy. So that emotional connect, what you say,
Yeah.
ultimately works. Nothing like that, So whatever you see in website, it can be, fake, and they may not believe it. But when you talk to them face to face,
Hmm.
assure them, and the tone in which you have, as an experience, but they look up to you, to for guidance. If you give right kind of I always say, we don't assure you package, you have to assure us good package. Because
Yeah.
we will give you training, but how much you take, how you will perform in interview, it is based on your package is based on that. Say, I
Correct.
can
Correct.
take you to the horse. I can take the horse to the pond, but I cannot make it, drink, right? You have to drink it and digest it and perform it. So that is always, I always tell that to the students. So that emotional relationship, the even students will have a lot of mental health issues, will be there. They easily get disappointed, and it is a time where they will be having breakups, fall in love, so many things also happen there in the college campus. Okay, so these things also will be there. We have to handle it very what do you say, in a matured way, guide them properly, certainly they will come back.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ratna ma'am, for the closing lines. Yes, emotional connect is very important, I guess. It is very important for students, first of all. So, yes, thank you everyone for joining in. It was a great session, and I believe that you have, got some takeaway from this session. We have also dropped Ratna ma'am's LinkedIn profile in the chat section. So, if you want, you can go and connect with her. And if you have questions, you can definitely ask her. So, yeah, thank you everyone for joining in. It was a great session. It was good to have you. Thank you, Ratna
Thanks
ma'am.
everyone. Yeah, thank you everyone.